Going live. You're live. I know what that means. It's Friday. Hey, everybody. Happy Pi Day Friday. Happy drama. I am Dave Rush. This is an Ask Me Anything drama. And I am so glad you're here. I don't know about you. It's certainly not going to be the same for you as it is for me. But Friday to Friday goes so fast. And I suppose more so these days with, the big exciting thing that's happening at Total Seminars. And we had a meeting this week. We had a huge meeting this week. And in there, they gave us the date that we're actually allowed to tell everybody what's going on. And it's going to be about a month from now. There's just a lot going on, and as a result, my workload has just gone through the ceiling, and I can't keep up with it and life and so last night I picked a project a couple days ago, and I had to pick one that was going to be quick and easy and fun and interesting, and one that I could do with very little prep time. So I wasn't going to do any prep at all. I was thinking very seriously about, what, I read this. It looks really simple. It's a piece of cake. I should just do it like anybody else would do it. We'll just real time. I've never tried this before. Let's do this all together. And then last night about midnight, I said, I just can't do that because I got to know that there's some hope of it working. And so I did. It took 5 minutes, and that's pretty much the way I'm going to do the project today. We're going to do it very short time. I've changed my setup around here a little bit. I started a couple of weeks ago. I've been happy with it, but what I don't know is if you can hear me. So I'm going to do the mic thing. Let me know if you can hear me. Andrew's not working the back channel yet. He said he's running 5 to 10 minutes late. So he usually tells me that I sound fine on the back channel. So do say something. I guess, I've been on for 2 minutes and 20 seconds now, and nobody has said, can't hear you. So very good. Okay. I am heard. Thank you, Will Shaw. Thank you, Catherine. 5x5. Don't get me on the 5x5 discussion again, but do look it up. It's not 5x5. 5x5 is some stupid line that they came up with in Alien 2. It's 5x9. Readability and signal strength on a scale of 1 to 5, on a scale of 1 to 9. And then if you're using Morse code, there's a third number, tone. There, I did get into it. You made me get into it. Thanks a lot. Well, it is Friday. It is May the 6th. All the good dates of May are behind us now, right? We had Star Wars Day on Wednesday, which at least Mike got to acknowledge it. So May the 4th have been with you, with you. And yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, was the 5th, which is a huge holiday in Texas, and to a lesser degree, other American states, and to the least degree in Mexico. I've been down there on May 5th, and it's not barely recognized, but we've turned it into a day to celebrate margaritas. So, so the only thing special going on today is Pi Day Friday. I do have an amazingly cool project today that is only peripherally related to Raspberry Pi. I think this is the first time I've ever done this. I've done nothing. We've done live Q&As. I think I've done that 4 or 5 times in the almost 2 years that we've been doing this. Or there's always been a Raspberry Pi project. Well, we're going to follow in the gray area today with just an amazing thing. And what's really cool about this is it's a Linux project and it's a Windows project. And we're going to marry the two to do something that people need to do. This is a troubleshooting tool. This is a rescue tool. All right, I've teased it enough. We'll get there. So let's see what's going on in Uncle Notes today. I am Dave Rush. I'm the senior instructor at Total Seminars. And we're doing Pi Day Friday because it has such a nice ring to it. I wear a lot of other hats. I spend a good deal of my time moderating various educational platforms that we have. And what I've been doing for the last month, and will be for about 10 more days, and I finally get this one off my plate, is we have this product called Total Sims. Total Sims is made up of 4 different kinds of modules. There are modules where you type in commands to solve problems. We call those types. And there are clicks. A clicks is where you either learned a lesson somewhere previously and now try it on your own. It comes with hints and help, or we even do that sometimes in the same thing. Watch this. Here's how you do the and you click this and you click that and you click that. Now you try, and then you click in the right places and type in the right things. And amazingly, we call that kind of a simulation a click. And then there's shows. Shows aren't interactive. They're little screen capture videos that are narrated, where we show you something cool that you need to know for the exam, something cool that you need to know for the real world, something cool because it's raw cool. And that's my job. I used to do everything. I used to write the scripts for them and do the studios. I have lost one of those responsibilities. Huzzah, kind of, sort of. The person who's doing the clicks is duplicating a lot of the clicks, or having me duplicate a lot of the clicks as shows. So he just takes his click script and hands them off to me. First, they go to Andrew to get turned into a script format, and then they get to me, and then I look at them and say, you know what, that just doesn't work for lots of different reasons. Sometimes it just doesn't sound like the wording that I would use, or there's other issues in changing. So I spend my day rewriting scripts, and then you can't do this as one person. I can't read the script and go highlight and type and do everything in an organized fashion. So it's always a 2-person job. And my missus is handling the computer operation side of it. So we will sit down, we'll try a script. Okay, you got to click on here, you got to type this, here's some notes for you. And we practice it a few times, and then we do it a few times because I blow it or she blows it. And sooner or later, after somewhere between 1 and about 7 or 8 takes, but we did do a 1 for the other day, and we did a 4 for the other day. Those are both pretty darn good. Then they get all done, and then we stop and I edit what we've done with video and audio editing, and so I have about 25 more of them to do. I've got 5 scripts edited and ready to go, but because of all the other stuff that's going on, I didn't do any last night. We try to do them at night after she gets back from work and I get back from work, but 5 a night, 25 shows to do, that comes up to 5 days, right? Well, it would, except that my next 5 days, I cannot accomplish any shows. They are swamped. I have a huge thing going on this weekend that starts immediately after the show. A breather on Sunday, except I got to clean up after the huge thing. Monday, got to go in the office and do 3 tasks in there that are related. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I will be out of the office. I'll be out of life, doing the big trek to pick up the kid at college. It's a long day up there. So I go up, I overnight it, and then we'll load out in the morning and come back Tuesday afternoon or evening. I have done that once where I was able to make it back in time for Mike's show. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think we're going to get a later start. But then Thursday comes around, I can get back into scripts. We can do scripts on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And who knows, maybe we kill ourselves on Saturday and Sunday and get them done. But so looking forward to getting this back off my plate and getting into a little more prep time with you for shows and things like that. Well, that killed a whole bunch of time, huh? All right, haven't seen Andrew check in, so we're not going to do that. We'll find out when he gets here. So why are we here? Well, this narrative changing because people are going back to work, but for the moment, we're here to advance technical training while isolated during the COVID crisis. Most of us are no longer necessarily isolated, but so we're here once a week to advance technical learning using Raspberry Pis as learning tools for achieving various certifications. CompTIA is our bailiwick, but we can go above and beyond. The trifecta within, sorry, because of all the prep, who bothers to sleep, right? You get the idea. I don't need to spell it all out for you. Everybody here is very smart. Reading notes here. We do this once a week, 2 o'clock Friday Central Time. And Mike does his shows twice a week on Monday and Wednesday. Mike's got a good show coming up on Monday. Do not miss the Monday Mike's show. He's doing DNS. He got a specific question on the Wednesday show about forward lookup zones and reverse lookup zones. So I know he's going to key on those. And the way he was talking, he's going to do a more expansive presentation. As for me, I'm open to any topic. You want to talk CompTIA, you want to talk general technology, you want to talk Raspberry Pi, you want to talk Linux, all of those things right up my bailiwick. But anything that isn't religion or politics is pretty much fair game. I'm expecting a little bit of a short show today because of this weekend's activities. The quicker I get done with this thing, the quicker I get it set up. If we leave here at normal time, I will be setting up till between 11 and midnight, which I don't want to do. And then got to be back in the morning to do the big event. And then we start cleaning up the big event around 10 tomorrow night. And that goes till about midnight. And then Sunday is clean up and unload. And what a day, huh? So to ask questions, which is what I'm asking you to do on an Ask Me Anything, an AMA, the quickest, easiest way is to do it live by posting into the YouTube live chat feed. You have 200 characters. If you want to get somebody's particular attention, put the @ sign and then start typing in their YouTube name, and they will see a little banner around their name when the message comes up. You won't see anything. Also, if you haven't already, up at the top of the chat screen on the left side, it says by default top chat. You want to change that to live chat, and that will get rid of YouTube's cleanup algorithm. It hides messages that it thinks you don't want to see. And then finally, of course, if you haven't done this, the 3 dots on the upper right side, the kebab, toggle timestamps on, so you'll know when I've read a question. I try and regularly tell you that at time mark 20 Fred 201 Enat says hi, and then you'll know if I've gotten to your question yet or not. But please don't start pulsing multiple times until you know that I've already missed your question. That happens, but I'm trying to get better at it. And that is everything we need to do for introductory stuff. Let's see who's here and what everybody's got to say. Tullowit first in the crowd, as almost always. Beat Don Odinga this time, who's been #1 for a while. Welcome, Tullowit. Welcome back, Chris Kent. Chris, you are becoming quite the regular on all the shows. Very pleased to have that. Will Shaw, Delta captain of recent, has joined the fray. Welcome. And I'm sure you enjoyed yesterday's news about the flight that had to turn around because 2 low timers in the flight deck at the same time. You know, it's such a nothing thing. It's one of those things, you know, you and I know what's going on. I'm not going to get into that, but that was so unnecessary. Jeez. That's too long. Yes, everything I do is too long. Ooh, did I say that? Hey, Don Odin. Right back at you at 201. Enat here, as I said, at 5. Siegfried is here. Good afternoon. And Siegfried's presence reminds me of something that I could, should, would, must do, huh? So there exists out in the wilds of the internet a lovely place called the Unofficial Total Seminars Discord, easy for me to say, channel. It's a server out there for people who participate in the show, watch it, listen to it, and said, you know what? I want more. I want to talk about the show. I want to talk about what Mike or Dave talked about. I want to talk with my peers about getting tech support for my computer. I want to talk about Linux and Raspberry Pis, and. There's so many things on there. So a Discord channel was created a couple of years ago. Something bad happened to it, and we wound up abandoning it. And Siegfried has recreated the old one, new and better and shinier and more fun. And I've just posted the link to that. We try to get on there live after the shows. Mike was on live on Wednesday. I cannot today. I've got to leave 47 seconds after I hit the shutdown button. You get the idea. But do join up. after the shows, some of the guys get together, some of the ladies there get together with microphones and cameras, and they have a little more freeform, but otherwise there's lots of text, and you can text to the people who are on mics and cameras, and it's a great way to communicate with us. It's also a great way to just communicate with your peers. Last time I saw, there was over 350 participants on there. We peaked out at about 500 on the old one, and that took me a year. This thing is what, 6 months old, and we're already well past the halfway point. So what else did I have to share with you? As long as I'm doing sharing things, yeah, let's do it all here and get all this nonsense out of the way. Share screen, click on that. So every week that I do a project like today, I document that project in notes and pictures and PDFs and instructions and sometimes code and whatever. And I keep that on a server that I run all weekend long. I start it up on Friday mornings and I run it until Sunday night. And if it's Wednesday and you're watching the archive show and, oh, I can't get to Dave's server because it's Wednesday, I can't wait till Friday. Hey, send me an email, contact me on Discord, send me a message there, and I will bring it up just for you so you can get it. So every archive document that I've ever used or made to do a show is on there. And to get there, it's HTTP. It's not HTTPS. I may never put an S on there just because I'm so dang busy. But pirsquare.zapto.org. That's for the pirates. pirsquare.zapto.org. Let me put that in. When I get done with showing these other slides, I'll throw that in the. What are you doing? You're a weird thing right now. There we go. I'll put that on the chat feed in just a moment. Also, as I'm reminded of these kinds of things, as you are so kind to join us for these AMAs, we have special deals that we offer only to you, the participants and viewers of these things. We do not communicate this anywhere else. Every week we have a special. The special hasn't changed for a while, and there's some reasons for that. I went and begged to the people who manage this, and they explained why, and it's long and it's complicated, but they're working on workarounds. We could easily, in theory, offer any product at any discount, but because amazingly of some government issues, yes, just because we happen to sell to the government, we can't sell to you or discount to you a price that's lower than they get. And so what we do is we create something that we don't sell, like a bundle. And if they want to make their own bundle, more power to them, but we don't sell it as a bundle, and therefore it's not priced, and so okay, so work it out. Nonetheless, the bottom line is, if you would like to get a really great discount, you start by going to totalsem.com and go to our merchant area, and you can create your own bundle of an ebook and the matching topic total tester practice test. We got those for A+ and for Sec+ and Pen Test. You can read it on here as well as anybody. So you take those two items, you put them in your basket, and you check out. And when you check out, this code is good for 2 more days till Sunday night. The word force, right? Because it was May 4th. May the force be with you. And that will get you discount on both of those two products, which means you're basically getting one of them for free, and it's already an insanely good deal. So we want you to take advantage of that. All right, there was the other, that's the visible link for the Discord channel. And again, I will put that in the feed, in the chat feed right about now. You know, as soon as I copy it and paste it and do all that stuff that you're supposed to do, shrink that, go over here. Okay, I've got that highlighted. Control C, click there. Hey, the Discord invitation link is now soundly posted where it should be. What the heck did that just do? Okay. Weird, but there. All right, back to the check-in and chat screen and so forth. Good afternoon. All right, so I was heard by Catherine and Will. Thanks. So somebody slid by here a second ago. Cisco Rodriguez is here. Greetings once again, my friend. Nice to see you back. I'm clear from ENAT. Patrick Curtis says, I sound great. You are very kind. Thank you. I'm a little red. I'm still working out this new lighting thing. I switched to a ring light in here. So instead of having a light over there shining and the light over there shining, and that makes really horrible shadows behind me, I found a ring light, and I'm still experimenting with the color filters and the brightness and all that, and the shiny forehead that comes as a result, because it's up there. It's shining down on me like a halo around the sun. Daniel Klein is here. Crystal clear. Very nice. And likewise, Siegfried, about 1x4x9. Readability is 1, huh? 4. Signal strength. I can deal with low signal strength as long as you can hear a little bit. And 9. My tone is awesome. Thank you. Very obscure reference. Yeah, that's a ham radio operator thing. You got to speak Morse code to live in that. Then, oh, hail the Sith. I have nothing Sithy up. I had a meeting the other day with 17 people in it. And they did the old school thing. Introduce yourself, your position, and let's do an icebreaker. And the icebreaker was, if you were a Star Wars character, what color would your lightsaber be? Or what's your favorite childhood cereal? So everybody does the same childhood cereal, and everybody does the same lightsaber colors. So you know me, I am not going to be the same as everybody. So I didn't care about the cereal, and I went with cantaloupe colored. I don't think anybody's ever seen a cantaloupe colored, excuse me, Star Wars lightsaber. Gucci O is here and said something, but abandoned what he said. So sorry. But if it was good or if it's just a typo, repost. I'm looking forward to it. TD Wash is here. Good afternoon, Dave and Pie Hoods, and good afternoon to you. Patricia Grace is here. What is this? You know, that light is so bright. This is brown. This is really brown. But it's, you know, that light is so bright. It bashes through the brown and back to my original gray. And I will be originally gray again in about 5 weeks. This stuff takes about 6 weeks to dissipate. U4 Rayman, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Did Mike? No, the big news has not been given. That was part of the big meetings this week that we had, and we will. They gave us an official date when we can release the big news. It's about a month from today, so sorry about that. You're gonna like it's not gone. It's the same as every week. I don't trim it much, but it's this bright light. It's just making it look so thin. So. I can't reach the knob where I would turn it down and you'd see normal, but there we go. Will's cooking on his 486 computer, not keeping BIOS settings. I saw your notice on that. Replace the battery with a brand new one, clock drifts, and after 2 days, new battery is dead and back to square one. Suggestions. Yeah, most definitely an electrical fault. You had some corrosion on the back of that Mobo or on the back of some card. I suspect either corrosion or an unanticipated short could very well be under one of the chips. So what would I do? I would pull the Mobo, take everything off it, disconnect everything off it, including the battery. And then I would soak it in isopropyl for a while, a couple hours, a day, something like that. Take it out every now and again. Scrub it with a soft bristle brush. I mean, a really soft one, like a really soft one. How's that? And I would also use a blower and make sure that I'm blowing stuff under anything that has a little bit of space and gap in it. And then when you're done soaking, I would pull that out. No, you don't have to throw it in rice, but I would let it dry for days, up to a week. And every day, get that blower again, get some canned air, use your compressor, whatever, and blow out under every chip that you could possibly have a gap in. And so that's my theory. That's the one thing I would try. But that thing may be so old that there is unremovable corrosion. You can't hear it. I can see it visibly on my phone, Andre, but no, I've got them both muted. And that mutes the private ones because that's the server that we share. Guys, there's a contest called How to Distract Dave in the middle of the show. And one of the things they do is they know that I'm always logged into the Discord server. And so they try and make it ping. Jason Helms talking to Andre. Jason is in the house. Saw your message that you're going to try and make it today. Thanks for coming in. And Andre's having an easy time. Homework, internship, family. I didn't know you, but you, my friend. And of course, 'tis the season, right? Sorry, stand by. There we go. That would sound like a radio guy. How do you know when you're ready for the A+ exams? When you take a good practice test that covers all of the domains and subdomains, you are getting at least 85% on multiple takes, and you can look at any question and explain why the right answer is right and why every wrong answer is wrong. When you understand every wrong answer and could make your own question about it, and the same thing for every right answer, you are ready. Simple enough. 85% minimum all the time. We get people all the time. I took Jason's tests, 3 different tests, and I got in the 70s, all 3. Should I take the test? Yeah, if you want to throw away $278, you got to know this stuff, right? This is not glance over the material one time, go take the test. Yeah, if you've been doing PCs for 10 years and you're current on all the technology, by all means, go take it without any of the other nonsense. Look over the objectives and make sure you know the objectives. But that's our general concept. TC is amongst us. Welcome back, TC. Oh, 154 by 9. Sorry. Yeah, the monolith. I don't know who did the voice of Hal. I don't think I ever looked that up. It's one of it just dawned on me. But it's one of those voices that's so unique. It sounds like something that if you ever heard him again, you would know. So I wonder if he's ever had any other work. Somebody's going to look up that right now. Chris Kent would have a blue lightsaber. Why? Is it sad? Is it depressed? Is LPI Essential Certification worth it? I like it. It is good. Welcome, Andrew. On the back channel, that's cool. And there he is on the front channel. So cool. LPI Essential is good if you are looking for an intro support or Linux administrator role, kind of an internship or an apprentices type role. I would, if I were pursuing LPIC, get the first 2, Essentials, and I can't remember the name of the second one. Go that route, or Linux Plus. They both carry about the same amount of cred and interview worthiness of it, right? Certifications, we know they don't get you jobs, but they get you higher in the list to get you interviews. After that, it's your interview skills, your soft skills, your tech skills, all this other things that you can prove and demonstrate in an interview. Douglas Rain, not to be confused with Purple. He did. Chris Kent at 227 just looks cool. It does look cool. I mean, anything glow in the dark blue, it has that kind of neon blue look. What is that? Copper infused neon. It Must Be Me is back amongst us. Welcome back. You're so very welcome. All right. Why are you repeat? Oh, because it was Douglas. I took it as Douglas. So I binge watched for the last, 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, Picard season 2. And we got to the last episode last night, which I have to watch again, maybe Sunday night with my breather night a little bit, because I got an important phone call halfway through it. And I'm doing the phone call and I'm watching the closed caption stuff, but it's just not quite the same. But I was horrifically disappointed in that they did what they do with all Star Wars things. And that includes the original series and the original directors and producers and executive producers and so forth. They slam the last episode together and close up all the loops and all the ties in such a horrifically unrealistic way. They don't tie up the bows in a patient way. It's, we got an hour and we got to close up 37 bows, and it's just a mess. And that one was too. And of course, they all try and tie in the big twist that starts out and you never see it coming. Except, once you know Star Wars, they're going to do a twist tie up at the end. So it's really easy to look for. I don't want to spoil too much, but 3 sessions ago, I did read something about this season online one time. It said every Next Generation cast member, or almost every, is going to make an appearance on here. And so as soon as I saw the first one, I said, oh, you know what? Will Wheaton is going to make it. He disappeared as a traveler in the series. He's going to come back as a traveler, and he's going to involve time travel and sure enough, last night, Will Wheaton pops in as a traveler. Okay, well, that answers question. We doing here? It's 30 minutes past the first hour. Let's go and check notes and things like that. So you want to contact me. As I said, quickest, easiest, funnest way is to do so live here on the chat screen. But if that's not possible for you, there are other ways. And the easiest way, and the one that you will get the quickest response from me in the real world, is by email. You can contact me at my corporate email address. I am Dave R. I work for TotalSeminars.com, and our website is TotalSem. So Dave R. at TotalSem.com. Likewise, Andrew. He's Andrew Hutz. He works for TotalSem. So Andrew H. at TotalSem.com. And now you know the pattern. So if you wanted to send an email perhaps to, Michael Myers. Michael M. at TotalSem.com. And there's other contact information on here, but those are the best ways to do these kinds of things. So catch me in the live feed, catch me by email here, catch me on Discord. I am very catchable. Andrew also on Discord as The Green Abyss. And lots of the other regulars in here, they are Discord moderators, and there are lots of Discord participants. So Andre's a monitor, Tullowit's a moderator, thank you. And Tullowit is, and of course, Siegfried is more than a moderator. He's the owner and the operator, and so forth and so on. And so we can do with those venues much more in-depth questions than we can pursue here using the, your 200 character chat question. Projects. So I got a project today, and the project today is a cool Linux project. And what's really cool about this is you don't need a Linux box to do today's project. You need a Windows box. So it doesn't matter if you're using Raspberries or any other distro. Now you will need a disk from a Linux box, and that's kind of the nature here. The short version is I've got a disk from a Linux box. It's an internal disk. It's an external USB flash drive or hard drive or whatever. It's from a Raspberry Pi. It's a micro SD card, and it's crashed. It won't boot anymore. I can't get in to fix it. Now I'm going to show you some possible ways to fix it, but if all you care about is I just got to get those one critical files off of it, I'm going to show you how to do that in Windows. And it's a project that I had been planning on doing for a very long time, how to teach Windows to speak the file systems that Linux uses, ext3 and ext4 and some other ones. It's a hairy project. It's a hairy thing to do, but Wango Tango, a newish utility, has come to existence with a free version that does exactly that. We simply plug in our disk with a Linux partition and whatever that may be. You can plug it into a micro SD card or into a USB slot, or manually install the thing into a SATA connector, whatever you got. And we're going to launch this utility, and it's going to read the partition, and you just basically, it's not clicking and dragging, but it's close enough. It's so insanely simple that all the hairiness is gone. So you get off the files that you want and then do whatever you want with that disk. You can try to fix it. You can blow it away and do a fresh install. The key here is I got to rescue files off my Linux disk. And it's, as long as they aren't the ones that were corrupted, you are in business. So where we've been, where we're going. Last week, we installed Doom. I hope you installed it too. Hope you're having a good time with that. And as I said, later we're going to look at installing Wolfenstein, but for now, we're back to Pi and Linux-oriented projects. So today, did I mention? Nah, I sold it here. Let me show you the tutorial. Andrew, would you post the, post everything. Post the links for today's tutorial. Post the link for downloading Linux Reader and the special, I posted the Discord invite, but throw it up again, and the PyR² archive. Pretty much every link that I posted on the back channel this morning. If you would be so kind as to throw all of those up. I got a slide here real quick. I will share with you. Today's project came from an article that's also a tutorial in nature. So, and again, it's so simple. Do the first 2 steps, download it, install it, and run it. And you can figure out the rest because it's so easy. Which means it's a really great program to do this. That's the Discord link. What do I want? Tutorial link, this page. And then we share. And you can get all the steps and everything from there kind of boiled down nicely and easily if you download my stuff from pyrsquare.zapto.org. You are the man. Andrew Hutz has just posted everything, a whole bunch of links at the time, 36 minutes past the hour. Thank you very much, Andrew. You walk on the ground I worship. All right, so the program is called Linux Reader. We're going to use Linux Reader to access Linux partitions in Windows 10, and it's available at this site and link, the ostechnics.com. How to access Linux partitions from Windows 10, separate them all with hyphens, and you're good to go. Or just click the link that Andrew has posted in the chat feed. Let's see, I have a slide for the download site too. May as well just stick that up here. Because if you're watching this online on the archive, it's kind of a bear sometimes to dig back through the chat feed. So you can just do a pause on the screen here and write it down or type it in or whatever. So where you get this Linux Reader program is a site called diskinternals.com, disk with a K, Linux-Reader. All right. That is all the slides I need to do until contest time. Yay. We're doing a contest, Dave? We are doing a contest today. It will be for Total Tester. I talked with Mike the other day. We were all in the office for meetings and meetings and meetings. And somewhere in there, I got a couple of spare minutes with him. And I said, well, I know you met with CompTIA about vouchers, and you are very confident that they're going to happen again. Fill in your old supplicant and worshipful employee who works so closely with you on these kinds of things. And he told me what was going on, and my excitement is high, as with everything that's going on at Total these days. They are going to happen. There's a little tit for tat going on, and he and I started working on that in those moments that we had together. And vouchers will be coming back. So, but not yet. A couple minor hoops that we've got to go through. So for doing the project today, if it goes too quick, and I am going to do it quickly because it's so easy, but if it goes too quick for you, remember, it's all documented at the 2 places we provided and in my download archive documents at pyrsquare.zapto.org. Let's get this one out of the way here. I had no interesting news, tricks, and techniques of the week to share with you, notwithstanding the fact that I stand in front of slaving over a bunch of hot electrons all day and all night, every day, and a little more above and outside my world today. I do, when I'm sitting in front of the computer, I've got all my daily resources up that give me news about what's going on in the Linux world. And so it's not that I've been too busy to find anything. There's just been nothing that I'm particularly interested or that I think you're interested in sharing. So no news, tricks, and techniques of the week. No old unanswered questions from last week. I don't do that. So the next thing we do after catching up on questions is we will do the TTO giveaway. So we are making good time today. What just happened there? Okay, nothing that'll hurt. I see. I glance at it to go like a shut up, Wesley. I don't know why people didn't like the Wesley character. I like him just fine. He doesn't uh I can't think of the right term. He doesn't last well. The mostly Star Trek shows and series, they're okay to look back on. His character is not, but at the time when it was still live and current, he was fine. And I do like what he's done after the show, and I like what he did on this appearance. So it's all good. And he did show up in his scruffy beard. We need new Battlestar show. I tried to get into the remake, couldn't do it. It's a little corny, the old one, but I still like it. I just watched Fight Club for the first time. It must be me. Well, yeah, that'll give you a twist if you didn't see that coming. That's an odd movie, huh? Edward Norton. All right. So Andrew at 2:35 posted all kinds of links for all kinds of goodies. I've talked about all of them, and cool. There you go. Andrew even says Wesley was fine. So we're good to go. Yeah, there was a couple corny ones. Thinking back some of the ones that even then I said, no, that's not it. But mostly I kind of liked him. You know, he's the brainy kid, right? So I think probably a lot of us associate with him. We kind of commiserate with him. Then he got weak and he didn't fess up the people he killed early on in the Starfighter group. Okay, well, we're caught up on questiones. What do we look like here today? How many we got? Why am I doing that? I thought I cleared that. I didn't. So there you go. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah, we don't have a ton of people here. Okay, that's all right. It was, yeah, it's strange. There are patterns of weeks where we do really, really well. And there are patterns of weeks where not so many people show up. And that's the case today. So, okay, that means your chances of winning a TTO are even that much better. Raymond Quick has poked in. EMH is here. Any advice for creating a chat bot? I have a project on the books to do that, and I haven't done it yet. Let me pull that up real quick and tell you the product that I was thinking about doing the project on. Feature. There we go. Feature ideas. Stand by. It's coming up. Did we do that? Yeah, we did. I did an episode with Rocket Chat. It's a very easy to install Linux utility. I did that back on the episode on February 6th of 21. So goodness, over a year ago. It's probably got some improvements since then, but by all means, check that guy out. And I have a note about more. What's the more going on here? Rocket Chat. That was Rocket Chat. What's this chatter one? Linux file attributes. Oh no, that's not it. We got to do that. Okay, yeah, take the one that I've actually done and played with in real life, Rocket Chat. But if anybody else has any other suggestions to help EMH out, I hope that's emergency medical hologram. By all means, help them out, please. All right, so we have arrived at that time of the show a little early, and I'm happy about that, to do a contest. So we can do a Total Tester online practice test giveaway. We're doing this one the fairest way I know how. You don't have to know anything about computers or technology or anything other than how to count. We're going to do a random number guess, as we've done for the last few weeks. I'm going to give you a range of numbers. You will be able to put 3 guesses in. They have to be on different lines. And you're kind of nuts. Maybe not. I was trying to think if there's a strategy here. Should I do 3 guesses in a row real quick? 1, comma, and then a new entry, 2, and another entry, 3. So they all turn up close together. Or should I put one in, random number that I select, and then wait and see what else is everybody's doing, and then try and pick something between them, and you get the idea. This, yeah, you didn't post the winning number here in the back channel. I didn't. Let me do that for you. Winning number is, oh, I'm not supposed to verbalize the next part. But yes, if I put that winning number back there, Andrew can and will help me identify a winner. So you get 3 guesses, do them as separate entries, and whoever gets closest to the number that we have selected with a random number generator, a pseudo random number generator online called randomnumbergenerator.com. You can see the same one I do. You will win a total tester online. You may win multiple times. If you won one in the past before, you can win again today. You get the one of your choice. However, if you have won more than twice, please put the word pass on your guess line. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily skip you. If everybody passes, then somebody's got to win. But as you know, we try to give away these things to people who have not yet won or who haven't won as many times as you have, just to make it fair. All right, clear my screen so I can see guesses happen. Let me go down here and check see what happened before I throw out the range. EMH, okay, thank you, check it out, very good. Raymond Quick, I bought a 3D printer. I need to get one of my Pis set up to act as a server. So you, my friend, are going to be working with a product called Octoprint. That's the common way of doing things. It's fun, it's easy, you'll enjoy it. I haven't done that as a lab yet, but I did check with company. We have 2 3D printers, and my engineer son is coming home and working on a project that he needs to 3D print some. So I asked the company if I can bring one home until or unless we need it for a shoot or something like that. And I got the big blessing with that. So I too will get that set up here. I'll have a printer to play with, and then we'll do it as a show. Yeah. Yeah. Tell us which 3D printer you got, by the way. Jason Helms is putting in port numbers. David's Lifts is either doing ooh or infinity, but welcome, David's Lifts. Awesome. Just got here. Welcome. I'm trying to decide if I've seen your name before. It seems vaguely familiar, but over the course of having done this, we see thousands of names, and except for the ones who turn up all the time. What's the make and model of my print? Okay, somebody already asked that. There we go. My son, the engineer. Yeah, I know. He's such a disappointment. I can't say my son, the doctor. So proud of him. You know how that goes. Raymond, I brought mine to build enclosures for my Pico-powered trivia buzzers. Raymond Quick, send me an email with that line in there. I am working on a similar project. I wasn't doing it with Pico. I was doing it with Pi Zero, but we got to compare notes because we're inventing from scratch here. I have not seen at least one that meets my requirements, and so we should talk. We should do a little co-projecting. All right, that's questions then. Here goes la random number contest for 90-day access to the total tester online practice test of your choice that we have in our inventory. Remember, we got a lot more than CompTIA. Within CompTIA, we got a lot more than the trifecta. So it's Friday. If you win today, you got a little time after the show, but I need that in there by midnight tonight, my time. You got about 5 or 6 hours because it goes as soon as I get back from setting up the event tonight. It's got to be in the mailbox by tomorrow morning. So send winner today, whoever wins, do that. Andrew, you can go ahead and set up the winner text until we come up with the name. Here is the range. 3 guesses closest to without going over wins. The range is same as last week, 1 to 10,000 inclusive. All right, so I need 3 guesses from you for a randomly selected number between 1 and 10,000 inclusive, closest to the number that the random jumper numerator sepid will win. Watching numbers. Man, they come by so fast. I try and highlight the one that is the winner at the moment. Come on, you. Yeah, we can do it that way. I see one that's within about 1,000 or so. Reading answers here. Ooh, that one's closer. Okay. Another 20 seconds or so. Ha, ha. Raymond Quick, I like your guess just because 8088 is a cool CPU. Oh, there's a closer one. Nobody put in 50,000. Thanks. Good. Oh, wow. That one was so close, but over 10 more seconds. If not, Andrew, go ahead and type in who you're thinking so far. All right, we're going to close it off. Anything that appears after the Wilshaw line that says no long. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize you were going to give that away. I wasn't going to point it out, Will, but okay. I see Andrew typing. I'm going to put in the back channel who I've got, Andrew, and we'll see if you got a match with me. Yeah, no, that's mine up there still. And meantime, I will prep a slide for whoever it's going to be. And the slide is going to be, oh, did you see somebody different? I just saw a name. You are correct, Andrew Hutz. I missed that one. Let me go find that one. There it is. Okay. That's two of us. That's okay. Third guess is fine. All right. We have a winner. Andrew, you can go ahead and post that while I put the stuff in the documentation and get a slide up. Our guess number was, our random number was 8700-8700. And Catherine Morgan, my friend, you don't get much closer than 8631. I count you as 69 away from the big win. So congratulations, Catherine Morgan. Andrew is going to post what you need to do, the email that you have to send to me, and the information that must be in it. There it is. And I'm going to put the slide up and do exactly the same thing. Download site, tutorial link, TTO winner link. There it is. I like doing this because when I do this, people get it right the first time. There have been 3 winners this week, Catherine being the third one. And both of the other ones I had to say, hey, minor change here. And by the way, I haven't seen your name on here, but whoever won, man, I've lost his name. Maybe it was Nigel. Somebody won on Monday of this week and has not yet contacted us. So if you're here and you won on Mike's show on Monday, you need to do it if you want to get that prize. I'll keep it open for 1 more week and then I'm going to make it go away. I don't think it was Nigel, but it was something like that. Anyways, so Ms. Morgan, you're going to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. In the body of the email, include your YouTube name, Catherine Morgan, include your real name. If it's the same, cool. If it's something different, the email address that you want us to send your access credentials to, and which practice test you would like. Provide the exam, the CompTIA exam, well, whatever exam, picking CompTIA exam, right? But if it's a CompTIA exam, put in the number like N10007, N10008. Don't put in Net Plus or Network Plus because I don't know if it's N10007 or 008. The one practice test that we have that you will get 2 is if you pick either 220 1001 or 220 1002. We do bundle those. They come together, but everything else you get 1. So congratulations, Catherine Morgan, on the big win of the day. All right, I don't need those slides anymore. I have one other thing to show you before I get into any more questions. Thank you, Raymond Quick. And then we get started on la projet. Let's see, we'll do it in French. Projet. There's the thing I wanted to show you. Where? Shrink that. Open this. There it is. So we did a project a few weeks ago, setting up an OLED screen to display information, whatever you want, from your Raspberry Pi. You use Python code and use your Python to get some information from whatever source makes you happy. It might be a sensor, a rain gauge sensor, humidity, a website where you extract information from the operating system, whatever. And then you can display it on this OLED screen. And I chose one where it gives me the time in seconds. Linux tracks its uptime in seconds. So I have it read the contents of that where it's stored and scroll it along with time and date and some other information on my OLED screen. And after I was messing with that in the early days, I was rebooting it once a week, but it's been more than a few weeks since I have rebooted that one. So time is increasing. And here's a shot that I took of it, I don't know, sometime like yesterday, last night, May 5th. Yeah, that was yesterday. So it has been running for 2.5 million seconds since the last reboot. And I just thought you might enjoy it. I do. What's it up to now? 2.588 million. So it'll go 2.6 million here in pretty short order. And sooner or later, I'll reboot it and it'll start over. Yeah, you can't just quit out of a screen that you're screen sharing on. It'll give you a new message. Hey, by the way, if you're a Zoomer, I fired up Zoom today to set this up because I do this over Zoom. And I got I'm not starting Zoom, I'm updating your client right now. So it didn't take long, but if you do Zoom regularly and you don't like that to happen, when I got to fire up a Zoom session right away, reminder. Just run Zoom right now and let it update the client. Excuse me. All right, see if any other questions that I get to talk about, and then we'll do on project here. Yay. I love that stuff. Chris Kent, congratulations. Raymond Quick, congrats. Chris Kent, could you do another one? My test is coming up soon and I want to try winning again. So Mike does this on Monday. He gives the TTO every Monday. He gives the TTO every Wednesday. And, you know, if you send him a message, I saw him do this last week. And there was somebody who said, I've never heard of your whatever product. And Mike said, you know what, just for you, I'm going to do a special. And the other day, he also chose to just give away 2 TTOs. So pop in Monday. If you don't win one, whine. Squeaky wheel gets the grease with Mike. I don't have the authorization to just say, you know, I think I'll give away another one because I'm very low on the organization chart. And I don't, if I called him up, he'd probably say, yeah, but sometimes I just can't make those unilateral decisions. Okay, very good, Raymond. Quick, got me that mail. Got to bail, catch you. Oh, wait, BRB, got to move and mount a TV. Well, okay. Yeah, there you go. You remember. All right, I'm going to pause the questions there and we're going to do projet. So the project is, well, here, let me get my text here because I got some notes about it that I just want to share. I try not to do this as a script. I try to do it from notes. I'm going to put the tutorial article link up again. Andrew, would you post the that link again for the tutorial? It's from ostechnix, technix.com, and it is about a product. This is an article that they wrote that they also kind of built a follow along step-by-step. Here's what it is. Here's how it works. The product is called Linux Reader, and Linux Reader is a Windows app that allows you to read Linux partitions of disks that are connected to that Windows machine. So again, if you've got a corrupt Linux disk, especially if you're dealing with a Raspberry Pi, that's a little challenging. You've got to pull that out. You've got to burn a new OS and get it installed and get it updated, and then put that in a reader and put it in your Linux in your Raspberry Pi, and then find and download and install the fix-it tools that you need. Gparted is probably going to be among them, and some other ones, and kind of a pain. Now, if you're the type like Will Shaw and like myself and a number of other folks, and you've got Linux machines all over the place, okay, obviously they can read those partitions. You just install it with an external drive or a reader or whatever. You mount the file system. It should mount. You may not be able to boot from it, but you should be able to mount from it unless it's really been corrupted. And then you can either extract files or try to fix. But like most people here, or many people here, they have, if they have a Raspberry Pi, they have a Raspberry Pi. So what happens if I corrupt a disk? Well, if you didn't have a fix-it tool or the ability to deal with, the answer would be, gee, I hope you didn't have anything important on there, because your next task is to blow it all away and do a fresh install and lose everything. The alternative would have been teach Windows, probably an operating system that you have on one or more computers in your home, how to read Linux partitions, and then plug in this drive, and then you can get to it either to attempt to fix it or at least to extract data. But as I said, the whole point of this application, this Linux reader, and I don't know how new it is. I'm not familiar with it. I assume that it's new. I didn't go and research on their website. I probably should have, but I was just so excited at how quick and easy the little article and tutorial showed it to be. And then when I actually did it, it lived up to its promise. My goodness, it was incredible. So we're going to do that. I was thinking about actually even uninstalling it and reinstalling it here just to show you how quick it is. But look, it's that quick. You download it from the site. I'll put the link up again to show you where to download that from. You double click it to install it, or you single click it if it's in your download menu, and it installs. And the only question it asks you is, do you want to put this in this folder? And do you want, shortcuts on your desktop? So when the installation is done, pick the options that you want, launch it right away. And I haven't tried this both ways. What I've done is, before I launch the utility, I've taken my Linux disk and plugged it into my Windows machine. Now, when you do that, it's got Linux partitions on there. So you get all kinds of warnings. Hey, this partition needs to be formatted. Do you want to do that? And if there's one fat partition that doesn't, just say no to anything that wants to fix or format, and close any windows that open. And then you're going to launch this Linux reader, and I'll show you what it is and what it does. It's really, really cool. Now, what do I need to know about Linux Reader that's also very cool? They have two versions. They have the free version and they have the premium version. The free version is enough to access files and folders on Linux partitions and copy them to a destination on your Windows computer. So that solves most people's problems. The paid version's got a ton more features, including data recovery, RAID recovery, wow, partition recovery, virtual managed file system recoveries, MySQL recoveries, NTFS recoveries, and photo recovers, and more. I don't know what it costs, but if you go to the diskinternals.com site, in fact, let me put the, Andrew, if you'll put the disk internal, the download site up, I'll put the slide up for it. Download site. Share. Pretty screen. So the download site for this thing is www.diskinternals.com, Linux-reader. You'll see on that page, download the freebie one or download the paid one, and you can get all your information from that site about that product or other products and how much they charge. I am not being compensated to push this product, but man, I'll tell you what, if there's a product, I am pushing it, man. This thing is so cool. All right, anything else in here? So go to the Linux Reader website, which is diskinternals.com with a K. Download it, install it, and then it'll go in the start menu. So let us do what we got to do here. I'm going to shut down a Linux disk. I should have done this before I started, but it only takes a second here. let's do a shutdown on my Doom, because I think I put some stuff in there that we can recover. Raspberry, RASPBERRY. I know you can't see anything yet. There's nothing much to see. I'm just going to do a shutdown, shutdown, shutdown. I could have been brave and just hit the power switch, right? But I didn't. You sure you want to disconnect? Yes, I'm really sure. Give that about 10 seconds to shut down. And that feels kind of like 10 seconds. I'm getting no blinking lights on it. So I pull the micro SD card out of there. So this is the micro SD card that I installed Doom on last week. Now let me see if I can get this thing stretched out enough for you to see. I can. So I got a micro SD reader slot in this thing, as well as USB ports and other kinds of memory card slots. I can't unplug that. It needs to be plugged in, or I'd show you a better view of it. Okay, my little blue light just turned on. So it's picked that up, and here comes all the messages that I'm just going to delete. I can't show you because every time I close one, it'll kill it. So this one says, do you want to format the disk? No, cancel. And close the open window. Geez, not accessible. Yeah, I know, close the window. You need to format this drive before you can use. Do you want to format it? Cancel. Close it. Okay, so I got nothing in there. So now I go, if I didn't already do this, I would go to that disk internal site, download free Linux reader, double click it to install it. It's a 10-second installation, something like that. And there's 4 questions at the end about, do you want to launch this right away when you're done? Do you want this on your desktop? Do you want a shortcut bar for it? Whatever, pick your choices there. And off you go. So now I'm going to run it, and then I'll share my run screen with you here. So I go, and it's called Disk Internals, by the way. It's not called Linux Reader. So if you use your search box to look for it, you'll eventually find it if you type Linux Reader, but it'll come up as Disk Internals Linux Reader. Disk Internals Linux Reader. There it is. Enter. Okay. I got a UAL. We say, yes, it's okay to run. Coming up. Okay, here it comes up. So now I'll share this with you. Really, I will. There's my sharer. Share screen. There. All right, so here's disk internals. And it kind of looks like any other disk management utility. However, a little bit of magic on here. So we've got this, my C drive. I've got an NTFS volume. That's another drive on there. Oh, look at this. That's a Linux entry, right? The root FS starts with a /. This is a USB, a 64 gig USB that I have in there, and a DOS partition on the same physical disk as this one. So obviously I want to go into the Linux partition here. Drives with removable, yeah. I double click it. I think a single click would have been fine. No, takes a double. And now I'm browsing the Linux file system that's on that disk. So let's say the critical files that I want are either in my home folder or someplace down lower than that. So this is where it gets really kind of cool. It's in my home folder, stuff I want. There's no files here in that folder, but there's a user folder in there called Pi, right? That's the default. And here's the file in the Pi home folder. The hidden files are in there. There's my WAD files from Doom. Maybe that's what I want. Maybe I created a WAD file and I just don't want to lose that. How about the stuff that I put in my downloads folder? There's a bunch of stuff that I copied in last night. So these could be, you know, whatever important files you want to be. So if you want to recover one file, you right click and you save. Or if you want to select all of them, you can mark them all. You can right click anywhere here. Oh, change the view. No, not to that, silly man. Yeah, you get the idea. So anyways, right click on one or select all, right click, save them. And when you go to save, it's going to say, where do you want to save these things? Well, what do you want to do with them? Do you want to mount this file system? Do you want to upload them with FTP? Do you want to save them? I want to save them. And then where in Windows do you want to save these? So browse for where you want to do it. If there's file data and metadata, you can get those. You can skip symbolic links, which we've never talked about. That's a Linux thing. And you're done. It's really easy to preserve. Now, let me show you one other piece of this. Let's go back. Tiles, icons. Yeah, that's a little better. So what I can do here is, oh, you went too far. Home Pi, come here. How about everything in that download folder? Well, I can take everything, including the entire tree structure. So one of the options that you get into as you dig through the whole thing here is save the directory structure. And that'll take everything from downloads on down, all the subfolders and everything like that. So, man, what a cool tool, right? I stuck a Linux disk in a Windows machine and ran a utility. And I can read that. I can pull the files off that if you want. Man, that's a rescue tool and a half. So we'll close that app. Close this program. Warning, the scan results will be lost. Yeah, that's good. It does a scan every time you do a fresh launch on it. So what do you think? I like it. Hope you like it. I know this is a short show. That's the way projects ought to be sometimes, right? You got, what do we do? 10 minutes, maybe a little less than that. So let's see if anything popped up else here. Now's the time to ask questions because we are going to make it a short day. If we run out of questions, then we're done on the day and I get to get going on the thing that I got to do for the next 3. They want me there at 5, which is just about 2 hours. That's about what it takes to get the rest of the stuff in the trailer and get moving. So anything that I need to do for people tonight doesn't happen until midnight. Raymond, quick, I will dig into your email over the weekend and send you back, and then we'll get in a little more better contact. I think you're on Discord. If you're not, make sure you get on Discord, and that's probably the way we'll pursue this is, we'll make sure we get linked up, and then we can talk directly on Discord and do some idea sharing and file sharing, things like that. Oh, you're very welcome, Chris. I appreciate you too. Tracy Morgan did that line in some comedy. I appreciate you. I can't remember what that was. Well, that program again is called Linux Reader. It's in the link immediately above the post that you just did, Drummer Boy Noid. Man, just awesome. Awesome. What a utility. I'm telling you, that is going to be a lifesaver to me. I run tons of pies here. I did a little housekeeping at the office and brought some home. So my pie count, when I get that plugged in, is going to be, there's 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 in this area. My pie hole is out there somewhere, a couple others here and there. And I brought 4 or 5 more home in a cluster. So, and I'm crashing. I wouldn't say I'm crashing all the time, but about every 4 months, between 4 and 6 months, I crash one. Usually from power surges and stuff like that. All right, I don't see any other questions coming up. Let me see here. I thought her name was Captain Moore. Sorry, I read that back channel out loud. Oh, I didn't put that in the, man, thanks. I got so excited. I didn't put this in my documents. Give me a momentito to get that copied and put in the files. So I know to look for you. That file, now we go to the Voucher Winner file right there. Today's date is 5/6/506. Total tester question 1 to 10,000. Correct answer was 8,700. And the winner was Catherine Morgan, who Andrew misread as Captain Morgan. So I hope you are also a captain of some kind of vessel and everybody calls you Captain Morgan, because that's just hilarious to me. All right, can you come up here? Drummer Boyd. Drummer Boy Noid. There we go. Have you used the program Ether Circus? Oh, wait, that's the name of my band. Yes, I use it all the time. What a coincidence that your band happens to be the same thing. And I believe you're being sued for trademark infraction. Yeah, we should check you out. Post a link to your band's website on here before I do this shutdown in the next 45 seconds or so. Note to self, acquire a ship. There's a lot of oligarch ships about to become available. So, you know, you got between 30 and 70 million, you might be able to pick up a pretty good one at a cheap discount. Yeah, I know. I took a chunk of ice. I needed it. I like ice when it's been sitting in liquid for a while and it starts to get porous just before that stage that it becomes, you know, it's like slushy ice. And that's where that's at right now. I'll be cleaning that puppy down. Hey, well, all right, let's wind things up just a tad. Anything else here in my handy dandy notes? I always do have something. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, and not everybody was here, upcoming episodes, I don't know. There'll be something, but busy for the next 10 days. So I might just slop something in. I will try very hard not to do open Q&A. I like doing those, but they're not the focus of the show here. Remember, Mike's show this coming Monday is going to feature DNS. He starts by answering a question, or the impetus for this was to answer a question on his Wednesday show to explain the difference between forward and reverse lookup zones. And I suspect he's going to get much more deeply into that. July 11th, plenty of notification on this one. You've seen her with Mike before, Elaine Batzer. She is the IT instructor at Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical School in Ipswich, Mass. That is a mouthful. She's got some exciting news about her program. And the nature of her program is to get students through the critical certifications, CompTIA, Trifecta, CCNA, as high school students. And then they come out the door and that's their experience. And they're getting placed. And so the advice that she has to offer them will work for many of us who are here. We've got a certification or two or three. We have real life job experience, many of us, and employers are looking at that, right? I don't have any experience in the IT world. I've got my A+ certification and I've been a fry cook at Denny's for 4 years. What can I expect a job? Yes, you can. It's going to take you longer to get that job than other people, but you can get that job, and it takes a little patience. On the other hand, if you can say, you know, I've been fixing computers for myself and my friends and family and building them for a year or two, and I got my A+ and my Net+, that's going to get you a job a little quicker. But they're out there, and she has some strong insights on what those lesser qualifications may do for you. Last look on questions, because I saw something pop up here. And I got to do this, huh? Okay. We can do that. I'm qualified. Catherine Morgan, can you do one for dead hard drive recovery? Yeah, but I am in that situation. I've been there for 2+ years and I haven't done anything about this. It depends on the nature of the death, right? If we're talking about hardware death, no, I can do it, but there is a great risk and there's no guarantee that it's going to fix. But you have to open up the drive. You know, you don't have a clean room, so you are now introducing dust and things that are going to kill that hard drive soon. But if the head actuator motor has failed, that's the thing that goes click 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 forever. You can replace that if you have one of the same make model. You're probably going to get some scratches on your hard drive. You're going to do some damage, but you may be able to get it up long enough to pull off critical files. But I'm here to tell you, if it boots up and it seems like it's working great, don't count on that lasting. Okay, that's a temporary fix. The same thing for the platter motor, a lot harder to change because there is indexing that has to be done and you don't have the tools to do that. If we're talking about a drive that's been corrupted, the physical's still working, there are tons of third-party utilities out there that will help recover files from them. For the last probably year and a half or so, I've been using one from an organization called EaseUS, EASEUS. They've got a whole bunch of disk management utilities, and I've been using their disk recovery tool as when I need to do disk recovery. They do a heck of a job. They're great for getting stuff off of a crash disk and most other crash devices, USB thumb drives, micro SD cards, and other kinds of flash media. I've never tried it on an SSD. My guess is no, because if an SSD crashes, it doesn't really crash. It takes physical damage to the cells, but I could be wrong. You have lots of other utilities. They got free ones or lower capability ones. How's that? All right, let's wind this puppy up. It is way early, about earlier than I've ever done, but nothing else is going on. We've covered the project today. We did the contest. We answered all the questions that came up. You're ever so welcome. So Chris Kent, if you got a specific issue in mind, kick me off an email, daver@totalsem.com, or catch me on Discord. I'll be catching as catch can for the next 5 or 6 days, but I'll be catchable. And if not, after that, we can do something a little bit more in depth. Well, as ever and always, my eternal gratitude to Mike Myers, Andrew Hutz for his incredible yeoman service back here, everybody at Total who offers their time and resources to allow us to get together and do the things that we do here. My most heartfelt thank goes to every one of you who comes here to participate. Without you, there is no show. I am Dave Rush. I'm the senior instructor at Total Seminars and resident Pi specialist, wishing you, as ever, a great weekend. Take care of each other. Take serious steps to stay healthy. Call or visit your parents. That's possible. Remember, this Sunday is Mother's Day, right? You got just 1 or 2 more days to put your life together. If you haven't planned anything, handle it. And never forget, technology is great, but the greatest resource we have are you and I. And with that, good night. I'll see you not on Discord today, but I'm always on there, and at the AMA next week. And until then, I am out of here. This presentation was recorded before a live audience, and no animals were hurt during the production of this program.